Okay, let's dive right in. We're focusing on a very specific, absolutely crucial skill today, reading a paper 3 question in 30 seconds. Now, we're going to take a calm, precise approach to this. Think of it like an experienced professional advising a trainee. See, the exam rewards precision. Mastering exactly how you read a scenario, that is completely foundational. You have to get this down before any actual analysis can even begin.
So here's the core problem that most students face. They just begin writing way too early. They read a scenario, spot the general topic it belongs to, and then boom, they immediately start explaining that topic. But listen, the topic is not the question. The question is the specific, narrow thing the examiner has actually asked about that topic. And it's almost always much narrower than the broader topic itself.
To fix this, there's a specific habit you need to build. It literally takes about 30 seconds, and it completely prevents this error. It's made up of 3 distinct passes. Pass 1, read the requirement line. Pass 2, find the trigger facts. And Pass 3, ask what is buried. Let's break those down.
The requirement line.
The absolute first step here is to read the last line of the scenario before you look at anything else. Why? Because that requirement line tells you exactly what shape of answer the examiner wants. Reading that line first means you read the whole scenario already knowing its destination. To put that into perspective, an instruction like comment upon means they want a conclusion. But if they say draft, well, they want actual text you'd put into a report. Instructions like discuss or state the duty of the auditor, those produce completely different answers entirely.
Pass 2, trigger facts.
Here's a secret. Examination scenarios are built backwards. An examiner basically starts with a standard, a rule, and then inserts facts to trigger it. This means certain facts are sitting right there in the question solely because a particular standard has been brought into play. You don't have to rely purely on memory. You can just see this mapping in action. For example, a date falling after the year end but before the report is signed. That's only in the question because of subsequent events. Continuing losses, a defaulted loan, or withdrawn banking support. Those are there because of going concern. A transaction with an entity where a director has an interest. That's there because of related parties.
Let's map out a few more of these so you really see the underlying logic of the exam. A provision resting on management's judgment, that's there for accounting estimates. A first-year engagement is there because of opening balances. And a change of accounting software during the year, that's triggering the control environment. The beautiful thing is, once you can read these trigger facts, the standard basically announces itself. You aren't just desperately trying to recall it from memory anymore. The question has literally handed it to you.
Pass 3, buried dimensions. This third pass is all about actively searching. You have to ask yourself what else is buried in the scenario that an obvious surface-level answer might miss. Most questions actually carry a hidden second dimension. The first critical question you should be asking to find it is there an amount that needs to be tested against significance before anything else follows? It is absolutely crucial to check if a quantitative threshold dictates the rest of your analysis.
Next up, you need to ask, is there a consequence for the audit report that the question has not asked about directly? This prompts you to consider those unstated reporting implications. They are so incredibly easy to overlook if you aren't actively hunting for them.
And the final question to uncover those buried dimensions is this. Is there an independence or confidentiality issue sitting right behind what looks like a purely technical problem? Honestly, spending just 30 seconds on these 3 questions is worth way more than 3 whole minutes of extra writing. Writing more does not recover a missed dimension. It really just fills the page around the gap.
The final discipline.
There is one final non-negotiable rule you have to apply right before you put pen to paper. Before writing, decide in one sentence what your conclusion is going to be. It's that simple. If you can't state it clearly in one sentence, you are just not ready to write. Beginning anyway is exactly how answers end up rambling on, discussing an issue at length, and then never actually resolving it. The idea worth carrying out of this explainer is this. Read the requirement line first, find the facts that could only be there for one reason, and ask what else the question is quietly testing. The standard is usually not something you recall. It is something the question gives you, if you read it in the right order.